What's up, everybody? It's time for the round of 8 in the ASL. We're going to start this off with a PvP. This is one I've been very excited about, and one I have no idea who's going to advance.
Yeah, actually, you were
Very
saying this is like your favorite match, actually,
For
out of the
me,
round
yeah.
of 8, which is crazy talk when we have two Terran players playing great Zergs, but
I really am excited about this, and I know that some people don't like PvP anywhere near as much as some of the other matchups, but I think with these two players, it's going to be really interesting.
yeah, I really like how you did that, where it's like, oh, I know some people just really don't like PvP, and then you thought to yourself, you're like, as much as the other matchups. It's like, no.
It's not.
Sometimes you say more than you need.
It's not as hated as Terran versus Terran. Let's put it there.
Yeah.
It's the silver medal of the least favorite matchups. No, but seriously, I think today's going to be fantastic. I think it's extremely difficult to call. I think anybody who thinks they know for sure who's going to take it isn't serious.
All right. Well,
Take that.
I hope that you're right about that. I want this to be a great
Take
match.
that, fans of one of these players.
You idiots. You guys don't know who's going to win.
How dare you think you know who moves on? So we've got Mini versus Best in this PvP, but you can see the entire round of 8. It's going to be a lot of fun. JYJ versus Queen, Hero versus Snow, and Larva versus Rush.
Yeah, these are some fantastic matches overall. I'm still kind of like, obviously I love the Terran matches, but I'm very, very excited as well for that Snow versus Hero match. I think that's going to be a really cool one. But here we are today with our PvP. One of these guys going to be going into that round of 4. I tell you what, let me just say this. I want Best to win the entire tournament. Like, he doesn't have a big championship yet, and it's messed up.
Yeah, it's messed up. We're going to show you guys a quick video, then we're going to hop into this game.
너무 잘 떨어졌어요. 와! 도대욱 선수 한 방. 이번에는 꼭 기득권 따볼 수 있도록 표현하겠습니다.
So going into this PvP, first of all, I want to say we're finally at the part where I think the series get extremely interested in player versus player.
타소스와 LG 울트라
we're
기어가
going to go to
함께하는
new.
ASL 시즌 11 8강 첫 번째 경기로 인사드립니다. 안녕하세요, 이현경입니다. 지난 화요일 경기를 통해 모든 8강 진출자가 가려졌고요. 조 추첨식을 통해서 대진까지 모두 성사가 됐습니다. 자, 오늘 8강 첫 번째 경기는 사파로 대표되는 프로토스 변현재 선수와 정파로 대표되는 프로토스 도재욱 선수의 프로토스 대 프로토스의 경기가 여러분을 기다리고 있습니다. 과연 경기 전 선수들은 어떤 생각을 가지고 있는지 직접 이야기 들어보는 시간을 가져보도록 하겠습니다. 두 선수 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네, 먼저 변현재 선수 대진 추첨 후에 도재욱 선수의 대결을 좀 피하고 싶었다는 느낌을 받았거든요. 네, 어떤 이유에서 그런 느낌을 좀 받으셨을까요?
이번 시즌이나 저번 시즌이나 이제 8강만 오게 되면 이제 타종 독전을 자신 있어 했거든요. 이제 이번 시즌도 16강 뚫으면 이제 저구전이나 테란전 하면 자신 있다라고 생각을 했는데 어쩌다 보니 이제 조 2등 토스가 2명이더라고요. 그래서 웬만하면 토스 걸리겠다라고 생각하고 그렇게 좋게 생각하진 않았어요.
동족전을 좀 피하고 싶었는데
네.
또 안타깝게도 동족전이 성사됐습니다. 도재욱 선수 역시 뭐 최근 온라인 전적으로 미루어 짐작해도 이 변현재 선수를 굳이 만나고 싶진 않으셨을 것 같다는 생각이 들거든요. 좀 어떠세요?
현재가 속으로는 좀 기분 좋아하고 있을 거예요. 저한테 좀 세가지고. 근데 이제 뭐 저 같은 경우는 8강에서 누굴 만나더라도 제가 좀 딸린다는 생각을 하기 때문에 그냥 뭐 좀 편하게 생각을 했고, 현재한테 좀 약하긴 하지만 오늘 이기게 된다면 약간 좀 그런 자신감적인 부분에서 좀 상승할 수 있지 않을까 싶어요.
도재욱 선수는 지난 시즌에도 8강 경기를 치른 반면에 변현재 선수는 다전제가 굉장히 오랜만이에요. 시즌 7 이후의 다전제가 오랜만인데 준비 과정은 어땠는지도 좀 궁금하거든요.
일단은 오전제를 너무 오랜만에 준비하다 보니까 이제 빌드를 어떻게 이제 5판을 다 준비해야 될지 좀 생각이 너무 많았고, 여기 경기장 와도 경기장에 선수가 이제 원래 4명이었잖아요. 24강이랑 16강은 뭔가 너무 썰렁해가지고 뭔가 긴장이 더 되는 것 같아요.
어떻게 김윤중 선수의 도움을 좀 받으셨나요?
아 근데 예전부터 도움을 받으면 떨어져가지고 도움을 안 받기로 결정했어요. 이번에.
도움을 주겠다고 했는데 혹시 변현재 선수 쪽에서 좀 거절의 의사를 밝히셨나요?
아 근데 윤중이 형도 도움을 주면 떨어지는 거를 본인이 그렇게 생각하더라고요. 그래서 이제는 안 주려고 하는 것 같아요. 일부러.
그럼 어떤 선수에게 좀 조언이나 좀 도움을 받으셨을까요?
저는 일단은 제가 이제 상대방 플레이를 직접 하는 걸 좋아하거든요. 그래서 이제 컴퓨터랑 엄청 연습을 하고 나서 이제 게임을 하는 플레이를 좀 많이 좋아하거든요. 이제 푸푸전은 이제 빌드 싸움이 엄청 크다 보니까 제가 이제 상대방 플레이를 해야지 이제 그 시간에 맞춰서 이제 무슨 유닛이 온다라는 걸 느끼기 때문에 이제 제가 게임을 많이 했던 것 같아요. 계속적으로.
도재욱 선수 오늘 유독 조금 긴장을 하고 계시는 것 같은데 제 느낌이 혹시 맞나요?
아니 긴장은 되지 않고 있고요. 그냥 긴장이라기보다 그냥 오늘 경기 생각밖에 없어요. 그냥.
아무래도 지난 시즌 8강에서 또 탈락했던 기억 때문에 4강에 대한 이 간절함이 굉장히 강하게 좀 자리 잡고 있으실 거라는 생각이 들거든요.
네네.
다전제 준비하면서는 좀 어떠셨나요?
제가 8강을 이제 다른 리그랑 같이 합쳐서 몇 번 갔었는데 3대0을 너무 많이 당했어요. 그래서 오늘만큼은 일단은 뭐 3대0 일단 안 당하려면 첫 경기 이겨야 되잖아요. 첫 경기를 꼭 이기고 싶고, 그리고 현재가 윤중이랑 연습을 한 줄 알고 좀 호재인 줄 알았는데 그게 아니었네요. 좀 그래서 좀 아쉽네요. 그게.
도재욱 선수는 어떤 선수와 좀 연습을 하셨어요?
저는 비밀이지만 이제 굉장한 선수라고 합니다.
비밀이다.
네.
만약에 또 추후에 좀 밝혀주신다면 좋을 것 같아요.
네.
아무래도 많은 분들이 두 선수의 이 프로토스 스타일이 정반대기 때문에 오늘도 많은 분들이 기대를 하고 계시거든요. 많은 선수들이 변현재 선수와 경기하면 정말 짜증난다라는 말을 할 정도로 굉장히 까다로운 견제로 또 좀 상대를 제압하는 변현재 선수, 반면에 물량으로 또 상대를 제압하는 도재욱 선수인데 서로가 생각하기에 가장 까다롭게 느껴지는 부분은 어떤 부분인가요? 변현재 선수 어떤 부분인가요?
일단은 재욱이 형이라면 이제 너무 이제 최적화가 좋다 보니까 이제 똑같이를 가면 안 된다고 생각하거든요. 이제 제가 움직임이든 이제 유닛 컨트롤이든 제가 한 발짝 더 앞서 나가야 되기 때문에 이제 제가 조금 마음이 더 급할 수 있다라고 생각하고 있어요.
도재욱 선수는 어떠세요?
저도 똑같아요. 제가 최적화적인 부분은 조금 더 낫다고 생각하는데 뭐 이제 현재가 개념이라던가 이제 뭐 상대방을 좀 당황스럽게 하는 플레이를 잘해서 제가 이제 그거에 좀 많이 휘둘리다 지는 경기가 많았는데 그게 좀 부담스럽긴 해요.
서로 굉장히 다른 부분을 좀 견제하고 있는 것 같아요. 변현재 선수 좀 천천히 해야 된다. 도재욱 선수는 휘둘리면 안 된다라는 생각을 좀 갖고 계시는 것 같은데 스코어는 어떻게 좀 예상하고 계세요, 변현재 선수는?
저는 3대2로 이길 것 같아요.
3대2
네.
풀세트를 갈 것 같다.
네.
도재욱 선수는요?
저는 스코어 필요 없고 그냥 이기고 싶어요. 스코어는 뭐 어쨌든 이기면 끝나는 거니까. 네.
자, 그럼 끝으로 두 선수의 이 8강 첫 경기를 임하는 각오를 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 변현재 선수.
8강을 너무 오랜만에 와서 그런지 뭔가 지금 16강 때보다 공기가 더 차가운 것 같아요. 그래서 더 긴장되는 것 같고 최대한 잘할 수 있도록 해보겠습니다.
도재욱 선수 한 말씀 해주시죠.
일단은 뭐 제가 생각했을 때 가장 까다로운 상대를 만난 것 같은데 이 상대를 꺾으면은 그래도 좀 더 그 팬 여러분들이 좀 기대를 해주지 않을까 하고 오늘 꼭 이겨서 오랜만에 이제 시드 한번 따보겠습니다.
네, 두 선수의 멋진 경기 한번 기대해 보도록 하겠습니다. 인터뷰 고맙습니다. ASL 시즌 11 8강 첫 번째 경기를 앞두고 있는 변현재 선수와 도재욱 선수와 인터뷰 나눠봤습니다. 과연 어떤 선수가 이번 시즌 첫 시드권을 획득하며 4강에 진출할 수 있을지 8강 첫 번째 경기 지금부터 함께 하시죠.
All right. We're 0 for 2 so far at the start of the show. We don't know the format.
This is what happens
We're
when
going in blind.
You're going blind, man, for sure.
All right,
Holy
I
crap.
think we get to talk until the game starts.
Okay.
Let's find out. This is going to be on Ascension, Ultimate Stream, Polypoid, Polaris Rhapsody, and Eclipse for our map ordering. And I will say these first two maps, I think, are going to make for some very different PvPs.
Yeah,
Going into this, it seems like we're going to start out weird and probably tread into normal, but we'll see.
Yeah, a little bit more for sure, right? With Polypoid as third map, but yeah, I think Ultimate Stream is going to be a really cool map. Can't wait for that one. Okay, Tastosis, what are the strengths of these players for PvP?
I think Mini is very, very strong at teching around normal meta. I think Best is a little bit better. I'd say Goon Reaver in general. He impresses me a little bit more. But, you know, PvP is so much about mind games and bluffing and cutting corners that it's going to be a lot about prep and research for these two, I think.
Okay.
You know, PvP is funny because I think actually it has some of the best late game in RTS, just the macroing up, and you know it's very straightforward. It's easy to understand.
Really,
very hard to execute. There's a lot that you can do, but you know at the highest levels, a lot of PvPs are extremely short. There's a lot of going for the knees or going for the ankles to take someone down immediately. So, I mean, we could talk all day about Reaver Micro, but I do feel like we need to see what the build orders are going to be on each map and kind of the decision-making behind it. These are two guys that have a lot of games out in the modern era, and therefore they can be researched, they can be studied, they can be scrutinized.
Yeah.
So I think it's very difficult to say. I would say I think Best is a little bit better if we do get into late game. I think he's a little bit better at the army movement.
I would agree.
I think it's why his PvP is so good.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think Mini, I mean, especially in PvZ, we see that he has a different way of approaching the matchup very often. But you can definitely do that in PvP. And PvP is, I think, in one of the most interesting periods in the history of the matchup. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, a lot of quick Nexus builds. Some Forge expands are happening.
What?
Yeah.
No.
There's some there is.
No. Tastosis making things up.
I'm like, they go triple Nexus now. I just keep telling bigger and bigger lies. You don't know the 2 scout opening? Oh, well, wait. It's probably going to happen in one of these 5 games.
The 2 scout opening.
Not only am I going to lie about it, but I'm going to act incredulous when Tastosis doesn't know about it.
I'm sure 2 scouts could kill a Dragoon.
Yeah. I'm like, if microed correctly. Yeah, I mean, let's see. In all seriousness, let's see what happens with these two. This is the song that Mini always plays, by the way.
I guess it's just a song he likes.
Youngsunun Himdura.
All right.
One of the all-time greats.
One of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
That's by Led Zeppelin, isn't it?
It was this or Thriller from Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He wasn't sure which one to pick.
No, this guy, he's one of the most emotional players that we have.
Yeah.
He gets really tilted and bent out of shape if things are not going his way. It's kind of funny to see both of them have losing records, PvP,
Yeah.
by the way. And, well, I think that only speaks to the strength of Rain.
Yeah.
Rain's PvP is like 99-1 or so, and like I'm sure that he gave them both a significant amount of their losses.
For sure. Look at the shirt. Is that him as a pylon?
So. Oh, yeah, I think it is.
Or is he in a Dragoon?
No, that's a pylon. But he doesn't have feet. He just has like.
I feel like a fan made that and he had to accept it.
Oh, right.
It's like, Tastosis, here, I made this for you, and it's like me as a cybernetics core, and I'm like, okay.
To be honest, you kind of look like a cybernetics core.
Maybe just my head. Yeah. I'm like, to be honest, I thought you would have picked the Dark Templar or, one of the units I use a lot, but you picked the first tech building. Yeah, okay. Guys, we're going to go into this PvP. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is Mini versus Best. And the best of 5, the winner is the first player to secure that round of 4 spot.
All right, we have Mini in the bottom right. And Best in the top left. All right, so Best chose teal. Any idea why?
Wait, what? You Best chose teal?
He chose teal.
Do we let them choose colors? I didn't even know that
you can choose colors.
I honestly don't even know what colors they normally are.
Well,
I know in GSL
the observer, if the colors are too close, the observer switches it to like teal and red.
Yeah.
Or green and yeah, no, I guess it is teal. It's like teal and red. It just you can shift tab to switch those colors.
Right.
But
I always play that on, by the way.
When you're playing a custom game, you can choose your color. And I saw Best choose teal, which I have a theory around this because Light always chooses red. So if you choose like red, then that's the only color that you can be for your opponent.
Okay.
Because no matter how much you shift tab, it'll just keep them on red, right? If you choose teal, your opponent can only make you teal or red.
Okay. Yeah, I like this.
So this is my
I'm like,
theory.
it looks like you came prepared today with this. Dude, you know what? You just solo cast this one, man. I think you got
I'll take care of this one.
By the way.
Okay, I'm so glad that you don't care at all about
No.
my theories of this.
I always do the shift tab to turn them red and me teal, always.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I only do a single shift tab just to make them red on the minimap.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. Tasteless. So Mini has double proxy gated outside of a main that is not Best's.
Yeah, well, this is...
Watch his face. Watch his face.
Well, here's the thing. This is still going to get... It's like a... how do I even say this? We've talked about the coin flip build.
Yeah.
And the coin flip build is used on 4-player maps where you proxy in between 2 of the mains that are away from you, and you just hope the probability is on your side and you get a really good run.
Yeah, that's a 66%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, coin flip is probably the wrong word.
This one's the coin flip.
Yeah, this is more of the coin flip build. Or yeah, I'm sorry. Coin flip build is actually where you proxy in one of their mains.
Yeah, and that's basically what
That's-
this is. On a 3-player map, you have 50% chance of proxying outside their base.
Yeah, thank you. Good correction there. And this is like looks like the 2/3 build.
Yes.
Where you hope that 66% chance they're close to you.
But it is a coin flip because it's 3-player.
Yeah, but it's also kind of close to the 66%-ish build because this is still a closer rush distance than if you made it in this main.
Okay, it is slightly
So
closer.
it is still somewhat of an effective rush, and this is definitely something Best did not plan for.
Okay, so I think you chose teal to mess up Mini. Listening to you talk, actually, the stuff I was saying was way smarter. Oh my God, Tasteless. Oh my God.
Oh, we're off to a very good start here.
Welcome to the round of 8, everybody. Professionalism. All right, he throws down a shield battery, sees nothing there.
Ooh, almost gets the
he
catch.
almost.
Yeah, almost catches that in there.
Almost is only good in horseshoes and hand grenades, though, Tasteless.
Yeah, and not in
Oh, look at this.
proxy.
He's just going to kill the goon anyway.
Oh my God, he actually just boxed it in. That's insane.
Wow.
And if there's a second Dragoon being made, he can actually lock it in with a battery or a pylon, depending. Or, what is it? Battery here.
Yep.
This game, my God, he has to cancel the second game. That's it.
Just GG's.
Just GG's. Whoa.
So, I need to talk to you about this.
About being teal.
Well, it didn't work this time, unfortunately. But, look, Mini tried to make it just outside of the top base. He was very upset when he wasn't there and then still killed him.
Well, here's the thing. You know how Proxy Gate is basically the easiest build to do?
In the whole game, yeah.
In the whole game, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can teach a beginner that, and they could beat a maybe slightly below average player.
Yeah.
It is still the strongest against Protoss.
Crazy.
It is actually, as good as it is, it's killed many Zergs in major tournaments. It can throw a Terran off and spiral the game out of control. But in PvP, it can just completely destroy a player because you have to so hard turn the game from that point on, and a few missed clicks, and that's what happened. The Dragoon got caught. There's a chance he still loses if the Dragoon is not saved. The problem is also 3 Zealot hits kills a probe. If you made a battery, that gives you an advantage for a small chunk of time before you then lose the game. Usually. Guys, we're going to have a break. When we come back, game 2, we're already having some amazing StarCraft.
이름
변현재입니다.
생년월일
94년 1월 28일생이에요.
아이디
미미 쓰고 있습니다.
그렇게 지은 이유
딱히 큰 의미는 없는 것 같아요.
본인의 성격
사이코?
혈액형.
AB형이요.
성격이 혈액형을 따라간다고 생각하는지.
그런 것도 없지 않아 있는 것 같아요.
별명.
변내기?
최근 가장 기분 좋았던 말.
게임을 굉장히 변태적으로 한다?
에이 여기다 뭐 숨어 있다.
스트레스 푸는 방법.
저는 딱히 스트레스 푸는 게 없고 불 끄고 그냥 가만히 있는 것 같아요.
좋아하는 연예인.
배우 신혜선이요.
가장 마음에 드는 작품.
기억이 안 나는데.
좋아하는 영화 장르.
코믹 스릴러?
그 중에서 재미있게 본 작품.
탐정 더 비기닝.
징크스.
징크스가 너무 많아요. 손톱이 부러지거나 뭐 물건을 떨어뜨린다거나 아니면 밥을 먹는다거나 그런 걸 할 때마다 거의 다 지는 것 같아요.
오늘 경기를 위해 한 것.
그냥 굉장히 조심스러운 것 같아요. 손톱도 안 부러지려고 하고 다 하나하나 조심스럽게 행동하는 것 같아요.
최근 가장 화났던 순간.
24강에서 떨어질 뻔할 때
가장 큰 고민.
ASL 우승하는 거?
가장 자신 있는 신체 부위.
없어요.
한 부위를 고치고 싶다면.
일단 외모적으로는 눈이 짝짝이라서 눈을 수술하고 싶어요.
오늘 기분을 5글자로.
매우 행복함?
여동생에게 소개시켜주고 싶은 16강 리거.
없어요.
여자라면 사귀고 싶은 16강 리거.
그것도 없어요.
개인 방송에서 조명을 추가할 생각은.
조명이 있는데 시청자들이 좋아하질 않더라고요. 그래서 조명을 안 쓰는 것뿐이에요.
팬들에게 한마디.
준우승 한 게 엄청 오래전인 것 같은데 이제 이번 시즌에 결승까지 가서 이제 팬분들한테 좋은 모습 보여드릴 수 있도록 할게요.
이름.
도재욱.
생년월일.
89년 10월 6일.
아이디.
베스트.
그렇게 지은 이유.
최고가 되고 싶어서.
혈액형.
O형.
본인의 성격.
약간 예민하지만 친해지면 좋은 친구.
별명.
일단 뭐 괴수 그리고 이제 뭐 도맨 이 정도.
가장 좋아하는 별명.
도맨이 아무래도 가장 최근에 생긴 별명이고 이제 많은 분들이 좋아해 주셔서 거의 이름 같은 느낌.
내 머리카락은 증오. 곱슬.
직모.
샤워할 때 머리부터 몸부터.
한 번에.
최근 가장 기분 좋았던 말.
스타 잘한다.
최근 가장 기분 나빴던 말.
스타 못한다. 왜 이렇게 못하냐. 저거나.
민트 초코 먹는다 안 먹는다.
그거는 이해 불가. 민트초코 극혐.
좋아하는 연예인.
아이유입니다.
이유.
귀여우면서 이쁘면서. 혼날 것 같은데.
취미생활.
투자.
관심사.
투자. 이게 이상해지네.
가장 큰 고민.
투자가 잘 되지. 이게.
징크스.
잠을 푹 자면은 그날 뭔가 이길 확률이 높아져요.
잘 자기 위해 해본 일.
술을 먹어봤는데 이게 술을 먹어도 오히려 피곤하더라고요. 그래서 잠을 잘 못 자는 것 같아요, 요즘에.
첫 번째 경기 진 후 심정을 5글자로.
까이겠다.
박상현 선수와 경기하기 전 심정.
이거 이겨도 또 기적이네. 이 생각.
나에게 우승이란.
정말 한 번쯤은 해보고 싶은 것.
이규에게 한마디.
항상 이제 ASL 같이 봐주는데 졌을 때도 뭐 위로를 많이 해주고 이겼을 땐 축하를 많이 해줘서 정말 고맙고 앞으로 축하만 받고 싶어요.
팬들에게 한마디.
이제 제가 정말 여러 번 도전했는데도 아직도 우승을 못했는데 꼭 한 번쯤은 하고 싶어요, 우승이. 그래서 이제 최대한 열심히 도전해 볼 거고 잘 안 되더라도 한번 끝까지 응원해 주셨으면 감사하겠습니다.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you so much for supporting the ASL on patreon.com/ASL English. We really appreciate you guys keeping ASL alive, keeping Brood War alive professionally.
We really appreciate it, guys. So if you love us and love the casting that we're doing here, please go out there and support us. It is very, very much appreciated.
Yeah, that's right. We have some really great stuff that we hope to share with you guys in the next week.
We got some stuff
or
in
so.
the works. We're waiting to get some people to get back to us. We hope it works out, or we're going to be very sad.
Yeah, but we're going to have here's the
we have new
down low.
ideas for goals, but we can't confirm them yet.
Yeah, we're going to have more than just ASL, guys. So definitely check out ASL Patreon, patreon.com/ASL English. Yes.
Yes.
Back to the match.
All right,
Cases.
anyways.
Back to the match.
So I just want to go back and cast that match again because I feel like we missed so many things. when we were talking about the attack instead of the color of the players.
That's true.
Yeah.
It did feel like we dropped the ball there. Because I think that had more to do with color selection than the placement of the gateways.
It seemed like we kind of lost our way there when we started talking about those proxy gates when we could have talked about why nobody picked purple.
The foolish thing that I said during that was that he proxied them outside the wrong base.
Dude,
because it didn't matter where he put them, he was always going to win that game.
Look at that shirt. That was actually a warning. That was like his memento. He's like, why is there a pylon drawn on me? He was trying to warn himself about the pylon block that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Is it a pylon? It's not a Dragoon, right?
It's a pylon, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the little thing around him.
Where's the bottom part?
Yeah, that's the big question.
I think it's actually that cloud thing in Mario that you throw.
It does look like that.
The little turtle guys out of.
Yeah.
The spike turtles.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Lakitu?
Is that what it's called?
I believe so. Lakitu is the guy in the cloud.
This is game 2, guys. We're going to go on Ultimate Stream.
Hold on. Be quiet. I got to see what colors they choose.
Random.
Really?
Unless they do it at the last second.
Teal didn't work for him.
Yeah.
Makes sense, Tasteless.
Now, what colors do they get? Green and orange.
Huh. Now, do you feel bad about not choosing your color now?
I think here, you turn your computer off and force a restart. We deliberate over the rules for 20 minutes and worry that pushback might be too much from the fans. We give them a loss. So there you go. Yeah. So this is a map where you are basically gifted with an expansion within the plateau that you start out on the high ground here. This is a little bit out of my wheelhouse of PvP expertise, to be honest. Like I'm not sure how quick it can expand. I think you can basically one gate expand, I believe. But we'll see if that's in fact taken here.
Yeah. No, I think you're about right. A one gate should be fine because you do have that high ground situation going on. Like, if you think back, the thing is the ramp is a little bit wider. But the map that I think of, because we saw a lot of PvPs on it, is Neo Transistor, where it had 2 smaller ramps leading up. Only one would be pointed towards your opponent, so it kind of counted as only one small ramp. And there were just like, there were Zealot expands there, right?
Yeah.
Just straight up, like, make a couple Zealots and make your Nexus.
Now, there is a Nexus on 12 build that's been growing in popularity.
That's crazy.
Which I think is fairly viable on this. So we may, in fact, see that. It looks like that's what Mini's gearing up to be doing here. He stopped on... I'm sorry, actually,
both
in this case, Nexus on 11. Oh, no, 12. Never mind. Okay.
Dude, both of them are doing it. They're just both going to make Nexuses right away.
Now, this is actually really exciting because whenever you have a mirror matchup that doesn't usually allow for this, but because of the map you can do it, you got to wonder, okay, so what is the proper sequence from here?
Well, I guess it matters also like how quickly you scout your opponent. If Best is going to get here and see the Nexus, so can't he just be the greediest man?
Well, I would imagine what you'd want to do if you're Best and you scout this is go Gateway Gas.
Yeah,
I think double gate is a mistake.
What about a third Nexus right away?
That's the big brain play.
The macro Nexus.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he gets in here, sees what's up way before Mini does.
Then you go third Nexus, and they're both playing ZVP against each other. It's crazy. Now, this is also funny. The Manor Pylon is extraordinarily strong because there's no Zealot out here. And probes don't kill pylons quickly at all.
No, they do not.
And this is actually a map where there's a lot of teeth within the mineral line.
That's
true. To Manor Pylon.
Yeah.
So I do feel like all signs point towards this being very good for Best. I guess Best elects to cancel the pylon.
And Mini gets up there before he really does anything different, honestly, than what Best was doing. So it feels actually pretty even after all that. And just the probe transfers occurring now.
So I've never really, on a map like this, seen a PvP where both players are granted an extraordinarily big explosion in growth.
Yeah.
I don't really... I'm very interested in seeing how this unravels.
Well, isn't this just like... It's kind of like a regular PvP now, except with twice the economy?
Yeah, but the thing about PvP early on, in a normal PvP, is, you're always giving something up. Unless you're playing extremely conservative and just getting a robo and 2 gates and observers. And even then, they can always try to get an expansion out and get gates ahead of you. So now I'm just wondering if there's any other type of corner cutting, or if they can just get all the tech they want, because they can get a second gas very quickly and just build up from there. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it seems like such a weird situation, but okay, now correct me if I'm wrong. This is my gut feeling tells me that in a situation like this, because your economy is getting so big so quick, Reaver is not going to be anywhere near as strong. You have a ramp at your expansion, plus your overall macro of things like Dragoons is going to be much quicker.
You could be correct about that. The Reaver is very strong up to a point in PvP. And then, I mean, it can still do amazing things, but it's just not quite as good.
Yeah.
But then you never know. Like, there's a possibility there is some kind of a funny Reaver push you can do, or even a contain at the bottom of the ramp.
Oh, that would be crazy. Cross
Because
spawns?
PvP is a weird matchup, because I think a lot of times we think of Terrans containing when we think of a contain, But in reality, because Dragoons are, if positioned correctly, are extremely strong when attacked into, contains on PvP can be very abusive, and you can always reorganize them.
It's kind of like a pretty wide ramp, and with the big economies that they have, I'd be pretty surprised if they go like containment-based strats, but...
Well, if they get a Reaver, I think it could be good, but it doesn't look like they are.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was getting at, is that Reaver might not be good, but if you had 2 Reavers on the low ground there, and they have to tech all the way into Psystorm to get out, it just seems like it's very inconvenient, right?
Sure. Well, both sides do have the Robo. We saw Best go into Citadel pretty quickly. Oh, it is actually a Citadel and a support bay on both sides.
Whoa.
Is it going to be like Speed High Templar drops? Could that be it? Or are they actually going Reaver? Like, I would imagine you're going to make a Reaver if you're getting that anyways, like at least one, right?
I mean, I think so. I feel like this is such an unfamiliar game to me right now. I'm not sure, but one thing to point out is that when you get into the late game PvP, Psystorm drops are basically the best thing in the game.
That's in all matchups, actually.
Yeah, but it's even stronger in PvP.
Yeah, it's
actually
pretty ridiculous.
As mad as you are right now, thinking of Psystorm drops as Terran, even worse for Protoss, because if the storm touches the probes, they die.
Yeah,
SCVs can kind of move through it. Drones die very quickly as well. But
they don't have as many drones in a line as you have probes in a line.
Yeah, you have so many probes.
Yeah,
and they're so bunched up that 1 or 2 good storm drops. So to answer your question, it very well could be that. And it seems like with the number of zealots that we have made, we could certainly get into a game that looks like that.
Dude, is this mass zealot legs and Reavers? Like, I don't know if we even have range Tastosis.
Well, what's weird about this is that it seems like on both sides, the Zealots are just going to die to the Reaver shots.
Yes.
So
It does seem that way.
Yeah.
This is crazy. The fact that both of them are doing the exact same thing, too, tells me, Tasteless, and this is the normal anyways, but they both definitely know something we do not about this.
Yeah, there's something very clear.
These pro gamers that practice this map in this matchup seem to know something that we're not aware of.
Yeah. Now, Mini is going to get the upper hand here
because
he gets to attack in first, and I don't see a second Reaver here. 1 Reaver and a shuttle can beat this.
Oh my god, but Best gets in there as well. And we do have Mini's Reaver over in Best's base.
This just seems to be a base trade situation.
This could be crazy.
Yeah. Now,
it seems like Mini is ahead here, though.
Well, he's got momentum. He can actually shut down the gateways over here first, which, I don't know. I mean, Mini's got 400 minerals in the bank. He could send a probe across the map and make a nexus. That's all the probes right there in the main.
And Best is not actually getting rid of the pylon on those gateways right now. But,
yeah, that's
obviously his army is wrecking, but literally he's losing like all of his probes. It seems like Mini's multitasking here is much, much better.
Yeah, well, he got the initiation off first here. Well, keep in mind that Mini's also mining from his natural now, too, so he's just sort of bought time. So he just needs enough minerals to win this fight. Now, keep in mind, Scarabs cost minerals. So
that's a good point.
It's something that can actually, you can end up getting drained out, and then the player that just has an ordinary ground army is actually better because the Reaver is basically just a giant paperweight at that point in time.
Dude, this is crazy. You see the Dragoon trying to help pick off the Dragoon and the Reaver here.
But I think that Best lost basically all of his probes, so if he comes back here and just keeps, what is it, like 6 probes that he has here alive?
He actually ran his probes across the map. So, like, he is on full-on base trade mode here. This almost looks like StarCraft 2 in a way.
Yeah, I was about to say this looks exactly like some StarCraft 2 games we get to cast.
Yeah, we generally don't see that in StarCraft 1. Even in base trades, you don't normally see all the workers sent across the map, but here it is.
This is a very smart move by Mini as well, as he's going to kill the Citadel to ensure that Templar archives can't be made, because nobody has observers, I don't believe.
Best right now, okay, so he lost his Nexus. Best has 25 minerals. So he's literally just going to run out of Scarabs here.
This also isn't how the game is supposed to go on either side. Basically, they passed each other, because the passing from the top left to the bottom right and the bottom right to the top left is a little bit awkward, so they just sort of moved by each other. GG Best already down 0-2.
This is wild.
In games that we can... I don't know. I mean, you guys see it. It's
So Speed Zealot Reaver. That's not what I would have guessed, Tasteless. They both have exactly the same build.
I guess because you get a mineral boost and you can't really get the second gas that quickly, speed lots are better, even though they could be countered by... Like, if they went Dragoons, you just lose, I guess, because you also have a Reaver. A couple Reaver shots and the speed lots will clean up the Dragoons, no problem.
Okay. Well, it seems like you're hitting so quickly with that as well. Maybe you can hit before they have, like, the critical mass that they need.
I imagine that people that were playing on this map that were not as good as these guys were probably doing completely different awful builds and realized they've been drinking mud water their whole lives.
Yeah, probably. That was really cool, though. I feel like I learned a lot about PvP on a map like that.
Me too. But we will not have another game like that. That's an exceptional map, and I guess that answers our question. What happens when they both get into an accelerated economy and neither player tries to punish the other? That's what you get.
Yeah.
Speed lot Reaver.
Yeah, so Mini right now leading.
Telling you, double scout would have won.
Double scout
shot down the.
That's kind of hilarious because it actually may be. Maybe it would have.
Probably still not. You probably shoot down the shuttle, they drop the Reaver, and then everything on your side dies anyways.
That's true. You'd eventually get
all
that
you have
Reaver.
is less zealots, and you lose the game. You're like, damn it.
Fooey.
Yeah.
All right, so 2-0 right now for Mini. I think we're going to jump to a quick commercial break here. And when we come back, we'll see if Best can make this not a 3-0.
And can we have a normal game?
No. Well, Polypoid's next, so maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
But right now, Mini looking unstoppable. If he just wins one more, he will be moving on into that round of 4 spot. And again, I mean, Mini, he's gotten so close to winning an ASL before. This could be a season.
True.
All right, guys, that break's coming up now. We'll be right back.
디자인하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
관리받다. 관리하지 않는 순간에도 관리받다. 14일 동안 정성껏 발효한 브루잉 콤부차로 관리받다. 브루잉 콤부차.
야채 착착, 당토 톡톡, 아보카도 슥슥, 그리고 제로. 이렇게 맛있다고? 맛은 배로, 칼로리는 제로. 칠성사이다 제로.
아이시스 에코, 오늘 내룩의 찰떡.
마시고 분리수거 끝.
많은 분들이 아이시스 에코를 따르고 있습니다.
이것도 라벨이 없네?
무라벨은 따라해도 대환영. 팔로우디 에코, 아이시스 에코.
숙취 요즘 누가 저렇게 깨니? 맨날 똑같은 거, 맛없는 거 깨.
이제 탄산으로 깨. 숙취 해소의 새로운 기준. 가스강. 환도 역시 가스강이 대세.
울트라 기어로 선명하게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터.
All right, we're back and we're ready for Game 3, and I personally am hopeful this is not the last game in this cast. We've got two extraordinarily good Protoss players. Mini, it's weird because in Game 1, he did not get the edge in the sense that the gateways were in fact not by the main that he had elected to be the spot that if Best is in, he basically gets one of the hardest openings to counter, but it worked out anyways. We were talking about this on the break. Like, it's still a very good build. The Zealots are still much, much, much closer, and I think Best didn't expect that proxy gate build on that map. I think
it was the last place he scouted was Mini's base, right? So that gave him less time to react and everything.
Yeah. And then in Game 2, it was I mean, you never really say this in PvP, but like a base trade situation with Reavers involved.
Yeah.
And not Dark Templars.
Yeah.
And so... yeah, it was a weird one. Let's see. Polyploid should steer this into a more normal PvP. Let's find out if that is in fact the case.
All right. Here we go. Whew, Mini.
You just said that. You just said that, Artos. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. It's like we're on a roller coaster right now. Wow. We're going up dance like, here we go, guys. Oh boy. I'm so scared. Are you scared? It's Game 3.
Here's what I'm scared of is that this is faster and dumber than any ZVZ that's ever been played, because right now we just had like 2 games that were like instantly over. They could not have ended quicker.
Yeah, this is what's funny about this matchup, and it's just going to get worse here with this probe coming out, by the way.
Oh, is it a center gate?
Yeah.
Oh, tasteless.
These are the
best of your race, tasteless. How do you feel?
There's so much. Well, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense to me, because I was going to say, like, PVC, I spent so much time like looking at my wall in, and you know, okay, we're gonna tech into Storm here, but I can stop the Hydras this way, but I'll be ready for Mutas. But then I do get in PvPs, and I'm like, oh god, gateways right there. But again, center gate is one of the strongest things, and I think this is Mini really playing actually a smart best of 5.
Okay.
Because I did not think,
it's 9-9.
Yeah, that's what you do every time center gate. That's what a center gate is, Artos.
That's,
you don't 10-12 it. You're not like, well, I could get more probes. It's like,
well, no. I know
no.
you don't 10-12 it. I was wondering if there might possibly be just one gate or something.
Yeah, that is a pretty good build. It would not be a 1-gate build on this map because the ramp is small.
That makes
but
sense.
if it was a map with no ramp, 1 gate is quite good, because you run in there and kill probes and try to get ahead that way.
Yeah. Best scouting out now. He's going to find Mini second. So that's going to make it a little bit late for him to react completely.
This is a funny map because it's actually hard to find proxies in the middle.
Yeah, there's like several locations where you can build them, like to the north and to the south, and then like there are the 2/3 proxies that you can make as well, which are really well hidden. But this one, I mean, this is as close to best as it really can be.
And I think I mentioned that we've had some weird builds going on. Nexus first, sometimes even Cannon expands for PvP. Center gate would beat that. So I think there's a chance that he's trying to hard counter that. But Best appears to be playing a very straight up, normal PvP. We're going to see if he gets the Zealot or not.
He better be getting the Zealot, man, or he is going to be dead.
You can hold with just a Dragoon, but you really have to
against
play well.
2-gate?
Yeah, you can do
That's wild. I can't even imagine how hard that would be.
It really it comes down to how the first sequence of engagements go.
He didn't. Oh, he did make a zealot.
He did get a zealot. Yeah,
that would be.
But he didn't have time to preempt this. Oh my God! Why does Best make buildings in these positions? You want to have it so they have to have 3 pylons.
Yeah.
To stop this.
Oh man, I'm a little bit nervous for him here. Okay, throws down the shield battery.
He needs to fill up the hole with probes.
Look, he just runs away from the zealot. He's killing off so many probes right now. Taste, is this going to be the fastest series in ASL history?
It could be, man. But let's see. He's got to keep that zealot alive, and it just now dies. One of the key features of holding the rush is keeping the zealot alive. Now, the probes can be healed on the battery. That's important to note. But there's a battery being made here as well.
Oh, my God.
And so...
he is killing so many probes. Look at that Dragoon that just can't do anything. A third zealot comes in. He might go after the Dragoon now, and the Dragoon is going to get stuck. Yeah. GG!
Whoa.
That's it! That is the fastest series I think we've ever had, and we've had ZVZs. Oh my God, Mini just killed him 3-0.
You cannot make your gateway in a spot. Look, this is...
Look at Best's face. He's like, whoa.
This is brutal. You cannot make your gateway where it can be blocked by 2 pylons. You have to set it up so it can be blocked by 3. This is the second time tonight that Best made that mistake. It is unacceptable, because if you 2-gate and then you see that you can actually trap a goon, it's basically a win. It's almost impossible to recover. You can try to hold that if the Dragoon is freed up. It's hard, but it can be done.
Well, it seems like Best's preparation discounted proxy gates for the most part, right? Because if he's misplacing his gateways that many times, it means he didn't practice against that. Because if you have your practice partner doing zealot rushes out of proxy gates against you, they're gonna block in your goon.
It's a preparation thing too. I mean, any PvP you ever play, from F rank all the way up to S rank, all the way to an ASL round of 8 and finals, you cannot put your gateway in a spot where the 2 pylons can block it. Because the center gate's already extremely hard to hold. The pylon block with only 2 pylons is basically a guaranteed win. Because there's no way to stop the game from snowballing. Especially against somebody who's good at micro, and Mini is very good at micro. So I think the shortest ASL round of 8 we've ever had.
I think it actually is. Okay, quick interview, guys.
Season11 첫 번째 4강 진출자가 탄생했습니다. 본인의 컬러를 극대화시켜서 3대0 승리를 거둔 선수인데요. 변현재 선수 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
와, 정말 경기를 어떻게 준비하신 건지 궁금할 정도로 변현재 선수가 이렇게 승부사다운 모습이라뇨. 다전제에서 2번의 구구게이트를 어떻게 된 건가요?
일단은 솔직히 푸푸전이 대회에서 약간 운이 좀 많이 작용한다고 생각했거든요. 그래서 이제 첫 번째 세트에서 전진 게이트를 했을 때 이제 통하면 이제 이 상태로 이제 계속 심리전으로 이끌어가고, 첫 번째 경기가 이제 제가 뭐 서치가 당하거나 그러면 이제 운이 없다라는 이제 얘기니까 이제 그때서야 이제 좀 운영으로 하려고 했는데, 이제 첫 번째 경기나 두 번째 경기나 이제 제가 너무 잘 풀려가지고 이제 세 번째 경기까지 하게 된 것 같아요.
첫 번째 세트에서 상대의 심리를 좀 말려보자라는 작전이 오늘 제대로 먹혀 들었던 것 같아요. 상대적으로 심리적으로 좀 우위에 있다 보니, 스코어도 우위에 있다 보니 세 번째 세트 센터 전진 게이트를 할 때도 저도 다음에 준비가 되어 있기 때문에 상관없다라는 좀 생각을 하셨나요?
네, 원래 첫 번째 경기가 잘 풀리면 이제 두 번째 경기도 이제 전진 게이트를 서치할 거라고 생각했거든요. 이제 그렇게 되면 이제 당연히 이제 세 번째 경기도 이제 온라인에서 센터 투 게이트를 한 사람들이 없더라고요. 폴리포이드 맵에서. 그래서 이제 대회에서 두 번째 경기까지 잘 풀리면 세 번째 경기도 무조건 통한다고 생각을 했었어요.
진짜 이렇게 빨리 다전제가 끝날지 아마 많은 분들이 예상하기 힘들었을 것 같아요. 변현재 선수가 이렇게 좀 대담하게 경기를 풀어나가는 모습을 보고 아마 이제 다음 8강 경기를 준비하고 있는 김명훈 선수, 정영재 선수는 또 머리가 좀 아파질 것 같다. 물론 8강을 이겨야 변현재 선수를 만나는 거지만 라는 생각이 드는데, 이제 정말 본인이 원하던 타 종족전을 정말 오랜만에 4강에서 할 수 있게 됐어요. 어떤 종족을 만나면 더 좀 변현재 선수가 날아다닐 수 있을 거라는 생각이 드시나요?
솔직히 자신 있는 종족전은 무조건 저그전인데.
김명훈 선수를
네.
만나고 싶으신가요?
근데 저그전이 이제 예를 들면 이제 4강에서 7판 4선지잖아요. 그래가지고 혹시나 결승까지 이제 저그를 만나게 되면 이제 저그전을 2번 다 7판 4선을 이기는 토스가 너무 힘들거든요. 그게 너무 걱정돼요.
아, 이미 그 위를 바라보고
그러니까
계시는군요.
명훈이 형전을 이제 최선을 다하면 결승에서는 못 이길 것 같고, 이제 명훈이 형전을 최선을 다하지
안 하면
네, 못 이길 것 같고, 그래서 솔직히 저그 테란을 만나거나 테란 저그를 만났으면 좋겠어요.
벌써 지금 우승을 향한 로드맵을 좀 그리고 있는 듯한 변현재 선수예요. 아무래도 그만큼 자신감이 좀 있다는 이야기가 되겠죠?
네.
질 자신이 없나요?
네? 솔직히 오늘 운이 많이 작용해서 4강에서도 운이 좀 많이 따라줄 것 같다라고 생각이.
시즌 7 준우승 이후에 진짜 오랜만에 시즌 11에서 더 높은 곳을 향해 비상할 수 있는 기회를 얻으신 거잖아요.
네.
스스로에 대해서 좀 각오도 굉장히 남다르게 다지고 계실 거란 생각이 들어요.
네, 솔직히 저번 시즌에 다전제를 저그전 하면 잘할 거라고 생각했는데 16강에서 떨어졌거든요. 이번 시즌도 이제 다전제만 오면 이제 자신 있다라고 생각했는데 이제 8강을 뚫었으니 이제 더 높은 곳까지 올라가야 될 것 같아요.
자, 오늘 8강 경기 인간 상성이 무엇인지를 다시 한번 각인시켜주면서 완승을 거둔 변현재 선수, 많은 분들이 또 4강도 기대하고 응원해 주실 것 같습니다. 팬들에게도 한 말씀 전해주시죠. 길게 말씀해 주셔도 될 것 같아요.
일단 8강을 이렇게 너무 빨리 끝날 줄은 몰랐는데 이제 4강에서는 이제 7판 4선이다 보니 이제 좀 많은 준비를 해가지고 더 좋은 모습을 보여드려야 될 것 같아요.
네, 또 동족전이 아닌 타 종족전에서 변현재 선수의 모습은 또 어떨지 한번 기대해 보도록 하겠습니다. 다시 한번 진출 축하드릴게요.
감사합니다.
자, 이렇게 해서 8강 첫 번째 경기에서 3대0으로 빠르게 승리를 거두고 첫 4강 진출자가 된 변현재 선수와 이야기 나눠봤습니다.
The only question I've got left is how many times am I going to rewatch this series? Because, I mean, I'm really, internally, I'm just kind of fighting in my head about, like, which game was my favorite? You know, is it game 1 or game 3?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Game 2 wasn't even in the running.
Game 2 was maybe the second best game I've ever seen, easily of all time. But game 1 and 3, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to go with game 1.
Sure.
I think I'm going to go with the...
Tasteless. The proxy gates that were outside the wrong main. Yeah, that was a good one. You said that this was the match you were most excited for.
Yeah. Well,
let's hope you were wrong.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope for the sake of this show that I have literally never been more wrong in my entire life. Because, actually, you know what? No, I want to be right because I want to see how you can make it worse than this. I want to know. I want to know what happens.
Actually, that would be worthwhile. I will sacrifice the rest of the tournament to have this be the best match in the round of 8 because it literally could not be worse. Like, we could have, like, for the next one, JYJ versus Queen, if one of them doesn't show up and the match is canceled, that is still better than this PvP.
The only way we could make the next match worse is if after game 1, JYJ or Queen had some kind of medical emergency and just had to leave and then got disqualified. And then how do we make it worse from there?
Well, maybe then the player who won for the forfeit victory does something against terms of service on AfreecaTV, so the guy who actually left medically gets the spot, but then they don't come back and Mini just goes to the finals.
And then Hero versus Snow, they both decide on the spot to switch to Terran, both of them. And we just have off-race TVT and Tastosis just wants to kill himself. Maybe then, but then how can we make it even worse than that?
Huh.
We make Larva and Rush proxygate each other in Carbot mode.
That would be good.
Yeah.
But what about this? They actually play against each other in Dawn of War 3.
That's what I'm talking
Instead
about.
of StarCraft.
Yeah. Actually, we make them play a game of Monopoly, and we cast it, and it takes 7 hours. we know by hour...
And they have their own house rules that we're not filled in about.
Yeah, and by hour 1, we know it's over, but it's Monopoly, and it just drags on and on and on.
Yeah, you already talked about the TVT.
Yeah.
Now, guys, our next match, it's going to be better. It's going to be JYJ against Queen, our up-and-coming Terran player, against the defending 2-time champion. I mean, this should be a Queen-favored match, but I'm very excited to see what JYJ is going to bring. You got anything else to say, Tasteless?
I'm just trying to think of how to make it worse. I just keep thinking about what else we can do to top that PvP.
You know what we could do? I could set the microphones like way off so that it's just a screeching noise while we commentate.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then what I'll do is we'll time it out so that like 15 seconds in, people figure out that it's actually the VOD, and then they take the thing and they mute it, but then we'll make the graphics screw up too.
Yeah.
So there's no way to enjoy it.
I think we should have the Korean casters, their audio still on while we're casting.
Louder than ours.
It just sounds like we're in a loud restaurant and there's two people talking at the same time.
Yeah.
You know who really won today? E-rank players. E and F now know about the pylon block with the Dragoons.
Yeah. And they now feel like they also can get round to 4 in ASL.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else to say? Normally I've got a little bit more to talk about in any StarCraft game, but Game 2 was interesting to see the builds. That was
They
cool.
did the exact same build, and one guy won and one guy lost.
And it was all
I go to your
because they didn't
base
see each
first,
other.
and Best is like, damn! Like,
Yeah.
ah!
I should have left earlier.
Oh, I should have just gone directly to his base.
He left before Zealot Speed was done, and I left right when it finished.
Yeah.
And now I lose. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we close the show, or
Let's close it
end
out.
it, guys? Thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon. Patreon.com/ASL English. We're going to see you in Group B, and it has to be better than this one. There's no way you can make it worse than this.
We'll see you then.